ones. I'm in the studio of ESBC, the new boxing game that's dropping soon. The fans have been waiting for that for a long time. Now, when you get your hands on that, there's some rumored legend. Say again?
Who's released that game?
It's called Steel City Interactive, an independent studio in Sheffield. But what I was saying is there's rumored to be some very big legends in the game, like Joe Frazier, Mike Tyson, all sorts of legends, heavyweight legends that I'm sure you would have loved to see yourself against. When you get your the hold of the game, who are you putting yourself in against first?
I think I already did actually hold of a game. I already created my own content of a game. I'll show you 1 second. You'll be the first guy I show this to. You'd be very, all right. You like it. I haven't showed it to anybody. So I just did a mock-up of.
Oh. Which game is that?
The boxing game.
Oh, that's Joshua, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was Joshua and Fury. Okay.
So it'll be out soon. Like, don't worry about that. Be releasing.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Do you think he's faced the kind of power you'll be bringing to the table in either sparring or in his professional career? Do you think it'll be a bit of a shock to him?
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a shock to him, because only some cruiserweights did this, David and Holyfield, from cruiserweight coming up, because they had the power there and they had the achievement they wanted to do in the heavyweight, come in there with power. So if you got power already, you're good. You have to look at if he's got enough power to bother any heavyweights. You have to look at his knockout ratio in the cruiserweight. So, listen, yeah, as I keep saying, man, I'm gonna have to eat leather to learn my leather. So when I learn my one, he will know he's been here.
There's talk of, obviously, if Alexander wins, that he might face Joshua after. Do you think he's maybe looking past you towards that?
Hey, listen, man. Man makes plan and God laughs at him, my friend. You make a plan to go out for dinner tomorrow, and then Boris locks down the whole city down. So it's no big deal. I'm not bothered about that. Wow. If they making plans, I keep saying this already. I keep saying this. I have said this already on Sky that I want fair judges. I want a fair referee. Because the last time I was in a big fight with Dylan White, I didn't have a fair ref. I ended up getting my points taken, and I thought I was behind, and I started chasing the fight, and then I got knocked out. So I just want everybody who they put in the ring to be fair, because this is very, very, we train hard for this. I train hard for this fight, myself, even himself. So I want a fair judge and fair judges and fair refereeing. Basically, that's what I'm asking for.
Good morning. I wanted to commend you both on the brilliant marketing you both had about this fight. It's made us all happy. It's true. You have made us forget about the trouble that we have been going on in the world. If you can describe yourself in 3 words, what would it be?
Me.
Going into this fight. Yes, you.
First of all, the marketing was done by David and the Haymaker team. It was not done by Usyk's team. That's all us. The whole idea you see, the whole Fright Night, that's all David. So shout out to David for doing that. But for me, what? Sorry, ask again your question again so I can answer you the right way.
If you could describe yourself in 3 words, especially going to this fight, what would they be?
3 words. Fit, ready to go to war, and crazy.
And lastly, what was the best advice David has given you before you step into the ring on the 31st?
I think, this is the first fight I've seen him so confident, saying he's actually telling me, what, there's nothing else we can do, because we've trained for 8 months and I've got everything right. I have knocked out all my sparring partners in sparring. We've actually put an ad out saying we'll pay you £2,000 if you're a southpaw, if you can come down and knock me out. And nobody has come and tried to knock me out. They all end up running out the gym because they can't handle the power and the pace. So, I wanted to increase the price up to 20,000, but David said no. So I'm just ready to fight. I'm just ready to go.
Well, best of luck to you in the ring.
Thank you.
A couple of weeks ago, David Hay put out an offer of £1,000 to anyone who could come down to the gym and knock you down. Did anybody at all take you up on that offer and come down to the gym, Derek?
Yeah, they did come. They did try, but they didn't take my money. I love my money too much.
I just was speaking to David, and he said that, you know, this training camp was kind of like no other for you. He put you through what he called sickening levels of punishment to get ready for Usyk. I mean, what was it like, you know, having such a long time to prepare and taking yourself to places perhaps you'd never been before? Just take us inside that mindset and that training camp.
Because when we announced the fight, we already knew we were fighting him time, like after we boxed David Price. So we were just looking for when we can announce, and everybody was trying to get the money balance and everything, like to get the right money and what date we can have this fight. So when that happened, we already started training. So people, when you tell people you're training, they expect fighters to train for 2 hours or 3 hours a day. No, that's not training. That's just stupid, basically. You know, what I did was train every day during lockdown for an hour. You know, and then when lockdown finished, I increased my training sessions from morning to the evening. So I would train in the morning for an hour, and I'll train in the evening for an hour. And that's it. That's what I did since David Price. So it was yes, for an hour you have to train hard for an hour. After that, it's done. But if you train for 3 hours hard, you're not going to train hard enough again for tomorrow. So totally it's like a catch-22. Train once a day for an hour hard, and you just increase it afterwards.
But what did he get you doing that he's saying you had to kind of sickening levels of punishment? What did you have to encounter in this training camp to get yourself in this shape?
For instance, basically, we did 2 weeks of sparring back to back every day. 4 rounds, 8 rounds, 10 rounds, 12 rounds, 2 weeks every day. And then we taking a week off. We did a hell week where we do so much cardio for an hour, which there's no rest. And then after that, we come back from hell week. We go back again into 2 weeks of sparring back to back every day. We'll probably have about 5 people in the gym. And then one comes in, one comes out, one comes in, and I'll stay in there for 8 rounds, 6 rounds. So by me explaining that to you, you should guess exactly what's happening. You know, you come on there, and then after you do the rounds of sparring, you jump out, you jump on the vertical climber or the bike. You have to just go to the other side. But most fighters don't want to go to the other side. So basically, that's what we did.
In your career, your extensive career, you fought a who's who of heavyweights, a lot of the top names from not only this era, but also a decade ago. Where do you think Oleksandr will measure compared to the guys you shared the ring with in the past?
He's in the top 10, bro. He's in the top 10. You know, he's won everything. He's coming up to heavyweight. He's a good fighter. You know, he's in the top 10. He's in my top 10, actually, to be honest with you. I'm a big fan of his as well, so he's in the top 10 of mine.
Derek, you've mentioned before you're now a man of God, born again. How has your faith played a part in getting you where you are today?
Big time. I'm not gonna lie to you. Faith is the right way to go, man, because after Monaco, I just looked at everything. I was like, I have to give something, and I looked at both like great athletes out there, and I saw some of them, like, when things were not right, they went back to faith. And then I did the same thing, cut out my drinking. I used to drink a lot, man. I'm like 2 years and 10 months sober now, coming up to 3 years. I'm so happy about that. So faith was a big part of my boxing career, basically my third part coming back again. So basically that's what's happening in my life, faith right now.
If successful on Saturday night, obviously that'll open the door for, loads of different kind of opponents. I know you mentioned Tyson Fury. Is that the road you want to go down if you get past Usyk on Saturday night, going straight for Tyson?
It's all about what the fans want to see, man. If they want to see me with Tyson Fury, if they want to see a rematch again with Dylan, it's all there.
Looking around at the expert opinion as we approach this fight, it seems like you aren't being backed to win, and there are those who think this would be a walkover for Usyk. How does that make you feel when you hear and see people not backing you on your biggest opportunity to date?
I'm not really bothered. I don't care. Everybody's got their own opinion. Some people like KFC, some people like McDonald's. Everybody, we are human beings. Everybody likes their own opinion. When AJ lost the fight with Ruiz, they slandered him. They said so many things about him, and he said when I win the rematch, you're gonna have to bow down to me. They're like, yeah, right. And then he won it. And then guess what? The same people are back on his tushes, So, but it's just human beings. It's a way of human beings how they are, They have to say what makes them feel happy, and that's whatever happens. I don't really care, to be honest. Whatever people say, the bookies say the same thing, so I'm not really bothered about that.
David Haye is campaigning for you to become WBO mandatory if you beat Usyk. If you beat Usyk and it comes down to it, would you be willing to step aside and allow for a heavyweight unification for all the belts between Joshua and Fury, or would you want your shot enforced?
Oh yeah, man. If Eddie Hearn comes with big numbers, I'll look at the numbers. If Tyson and Adrian, what they're gonna get, if he offers me 50 mil, say that, step aside. I'll step aside. I don't mind. I'll step aside for the fans. If the fans want to see that fight. We were promised the Deontay Wilder fight with AJ. They didn't make it happen. People like, fight this. But I think if it's meant, but you have to understand, Tyson has to fight Dylan or Oleksandr Povetkin, and he's gonna have to fight Deontay Wilder. Don't think by Deontay Wilder saying, he's not fighting in December, so he's. The contract is right now. No, it hasn't run out because this pandemic has messed up everything for everybody. So that's another excuse for them to say, you know what, the one fight deal is still happening right now. So, I won't be surprised if we don't see Deontay Wilder back in the ring with Tyson Fury by next year summer.